The Sacrifice of a Tortoise, the Path to the Unshakable Mind. In the vast treasury of Buddhist wisdom stories, some shine like radiant gemstones. Today, we're going to talk about a truly extraordinary one. It is a story about sacrifice and the power of a vow. Our protagonist is a tortoise. You might think, just a tortoise. But its story shows us exactly how to cultivate a heart that is truly firm and filled with compassion. This sharing is brought to you by the Buddhist Light Association of Australia, the great vow born of agony. At the heart of this story is a remarkable choice, a choice made in the midst of extreme physical pain that led to a magnificent aspiration. Let's return to that ancient river bank and see how it unfolded. The tortoise made this vow during its ordeal. Now, I use my flesh and blood to provide warmth and fullness to these beings. I hope that in the future, I can use the Dharma to bring them spiritual fulfillment. Notice that this isn't just endurance. It is a complete transformation of thought. It turns personal suffering into the power to help others. Giving the body now, and giving wisdom to liberate them later. This is the core spirit of the entire story. The text, 8만 hungry ants. Imagine a peaceful scene, an ancient riverbank, warm sunlight, and a compassionate tortoise falling asleep on the soft grass. It sounds serene, doesn't it? That a severe test was about to shatter that tranquility. The number is 80. Think about that. 80,000 hungry ants swarmed the tortoise's body and began to devour it. Can you imagine that image? The sleeping tortoise was startled awake by unimaginable, piercing pain. When it opened its eyes, it saw its entire body covered by ants eating its flesh. Any living being in that situation would be terrified. In such a life and death crisis, what was its first thought? The turning point. The tortoise realized, the river is right next to me. If I just crawl into the water, I'll be saved. It was so simple. But then it thought, if I do that, these 80,000 ants will all drown. This was a cruel dilemma. Save itself and sacrifice 80,000 lives, or endure the agony to preserve the beings currently harming it. In that split second, the tortoise transcended the instinct for survival. It chose to stay and endure, offering its body as a gift of food. What is a bodhisattva? In Buddhism, this heart that transcends the self to benefit others is called bodhicitta. But what exactly is a bodhisattva? How is someone with an unshakable mind different from the rest of us? To understand the difference, we can compare the state of a bodhisattva's mind to our own. A bodhisattva's mind is like a solid mountain. It remains unmoved regardless of how the wind blows or the rain beats down.
In contrast, the ordinary mind is like a small boat in a storm, tossed about by every external change and filled with inner panic. While the bodhisattva possesses a deep internal stability, the ordinary person is often just drifting with the current of their environment. A bodhisattva is a practitioner on the path to Buddhahood, driven by a great compassion to help all sentient beings awaken together. As the saying goes, true gold, no matter how much it is burned or cut, never changes its color. The bodhisattva's kind nature is like pure gold. The essence remains unchanged despite the fire of hardship. Is this possible for us? You might feel deep respect, but also a lingering thought. This is too grand. I could never do that. That feeling is completely normal. There is often a gap between lofty ideals and our daily lives. Fortunately, the Master explains that even great bodhisattvas weren't born with this capacity. They practiced. Great compassion is a seed that requires time and patience to grow. Learning to walk, the path of practice. To illustrate this, the Master uses the metaphor of learning to walk. No one expects a baby to run on their first day. It is a process of falling down and getting back up. The first attempt, you try to stand, and third, you fall immediately. Persistence. The second and third times might be the same. The breakthrough. As long as you don't give up, you will eventually stand firm and take that first trembling step. Mastery. Once you have the first step, the others follow, until walking becomes second nature. Conclusion. Your first small step What practical wisdom can we take from the tortoise's sacrifice and the master's metaphor? Compassion is a skill. It is something you can practice. It is not just an innate talent. Start small. The path begins with tiny, repeated efforts. Allow yourself to fall. Failure is normal. The key is your willingness to stand up one more time. The story leaves us with one final question. What is the first, tiny, compassionate step you can practice today? It might be very small, but that step is the most real and powerful start on your journey to an unshakable mind. Thank you for watching.